Hello, everybody. We are here at the Laboratoire Monique Remy, and this is a division of IFF International Flavors and Fragrances. You may have caught us earlier when we went to the experimental field,
yes.
right? And I was with Claire, so I'm going to reintroduce you again. This is Claire LeBlond. Hi, Claire. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. And we were at the experimental fields earlier where we were examining some of the natural materials that they use to make fine fragrances. And so now we are back at the lab. And I wanted to ask you, who is Monique Remy, the person that they named this laboratory after?
Yes, so Monique Remy, she created LMR in the 80s, in 1983.
Okay.
And she was really a pioneering woman because at the time it was not really common on the market to have 100% pure and natural extract.
Okay, so this whole movement that we have now where people like sustainability and they like natural, that wasn't the case back then. It wasn't popular.
No.
At that time, was fragrance dominated mostly by synthetics?
It's not so much about synthetics. It's
Okay.
also that natural ingredients were sometimes what we say adulterated. So in a jasmine essential oil, there was not only jasmine sometimes, or the same with rose, but for Monique it was really important to tell the truth,
Right.
and bring real product on the table.
Okay.
So with all her knowledge, she created her own company to sell 100% pure and natural product. So a rose is a rose, a jasmine is a jasmine, etc., etc.
I see. So really it was about honesty in fragrances and having something that is 100% whatever you say it is. And
Exactly.
so previous to that, there was adulteration. And for those of you who don't know what adulteration is, it's like contamination or cutting the essential oil in this case, right? Or the fragrance with other types of materials. And so what you're saying is that what Monique Remy brought to this market was the idea of having something that is pure. Okay.
Totally, it's the key word.
Wonderful. And we have some people joining us really quick. I want to say hi before we continue. We have Jedi Portillo. Hi, it's nice to see you. We have Boston Hamari. Hi, nice to see you as well. Sherrington Josh. And Carolee 1216. Thank you so much for joining. I am sitting here with Claire LeBond, and we were just talking about how this lab, Laboratoire Monique Remy, got its name. It turns out that Monique Remy was one of the trailblazers in natural raw materials that are used for fragrances. And so that's what we're learning about today. You may have caught my video earlier when we went to the experimental field and we got to smell geranium and vetiver. Is it vetiver? It's vetiver, not vertiver, right?
Well, you're better than me in English. So vetiver. Yeah.
Vetiver. Okay. And then we also smelled orris, which is an iris. And now we're back at the lab and we're going to get another lesson. Is that right?
Yes, then you're gonna see the plants.
Okay.
And then right now we're gonna smell the roses, and you're gonna discover how one flower can give you so many different smells.
Okay, wonderful. So we went through extraction methods a little bit, right? And that's what we're going to talk about right now is how one rose can have 4 different scents. Thank you so much. So who is our next guest that we have up?
So Celine is gonna join us. She's our technical manager.
Okay.
And she's gonna explain to you everything we can do with the rose.
Wonderful. Okay, sounds good. So we'll be introducing Celine in a second. It's good to see everyone. If you guys have any questions on natural materials for fragrances, definitely ask. Don't be shy. We're here. I've got some really great experts here, and I'm actually have an opportunity to share this information with you. So take advantage of it. If you have a question, feel free to ask.
Hello.
Hi, Celine. How are you doing?
Hi, everybody. So let's start with a classic,
Okay.
which is the rose essential oil.
Okay, so let me hold the bottle up so that people can see.
Yes.
So this is a rose oil from Turkey, and it is an essential oil, and I'm going to give it a smell. All
So
right.
it's diluted at 5% so as to see all the facets very quickly.
Okay.
So this is the classic rose.
Oh, yeah.
Very floral, rosy.
And why do we dilute it?
Because when you smell it in neat, it's too strong. So this is what we can do in quality control to be very fast, but we need to be used to. So it's easier to smell in dilution because you can go quickly to the different facets.
Okay.
And discover very quickly
Great.
the rose. So you have a spicy note, citrusy.
Oh, I do definitely smell the citrus. Okay.
So it's an essential oil with a lot of impact obtained by distillation with the water.
Okay, so this is through distillation through water, so steam in this case?
It's hydrodistillation.
Oh, hydrodistillation, okay. And so we have a question right now from Jedi Portillo. She says, are there certain ingredients that cause sinus infections with natural materials? Have you heard of that at all?
It's a good question. Most of the time in the perfumery we say that we are very healthy, so probably the notes, the different ingredients are probably good.
Okay. So in this case, we're not noticing it. I'll let you know tomorrow if I wake up with a sinus infection. Jedi Portillo, I will let you know. But as of right now, I seem to be doing well, and I've smelled things all day, so I'm off to a good start. Okay.
So
we said citrusy, very light.
Yes, very floral, very characteristic of the essential oil.
Okay.
With a lot of impact because it's an essential oil, so you have a lot of volatiles and you have a strong impact.
I see, a strong impact, right, and that's because there's a lot of volatiles. I love hearing you explain these things because I'm not that good at explaining things. I've actually improved a lot over the last 2 days because I've smelled so many things, but then I hear you explain it and I realize I'm not there yet. All right.
So the second one is a specialty.
Okay.
The idea is when you do the distillation, you have a kind of byproduct, which is the water. So the water is already used in flavor or in cosmetic, the floral rose water. The idea for us is it still has a scent. So the idea to extract this water and to add it to the essential oil to have all the molecules from the distillation. So it is a complete rose essential oil in a way.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so the first one is an oil, is what you're saying, and then the second one is actually a water. Is that correct?
No, it's the extraction of the water plus the essential oil.
Oh, it's
so
both.
Everything.
Okay, I misunderstood. Sorry about that. I get it now. So this is both. All right.
And we call it essential.
Okay, essential.
And
That's
not essential oil.
Just essential. All right, everything. Got it. All right, let's give a sniff of this.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay.
So with the addition of the extraction of the water, you have more the floral note. It is closer to the real flowers. If you are in the field, you can smell an essential oil and the essential is really closer to the rose. It's more floral, it's more petally, it's more natural in a way.
And is it because it has more of the molecules that describe it that allow you to identify it a little bit better as a rose, or have the full characteristics of the rose in this case?
Because when you do the distillation, you obtain the essential oil and the water. It means that you lose things.
Right. Oh, okay. Right. And so this doesn't lose that. Now, what's really interesting about this, and this might be an ignorant question, and it was one of the reasons I had gotten confused initially, is that it looks like I don't see a division between the oil and the water in here. Why is that the case? Because usually oil and water don't mix, and I don't see that division. What's going on there?
So for that, the water is not miscible. You can't add it to the essential oil. That's why you have the separation.
Right.
And it's true that the water, we extract it by physical process to keep the naturality. So it's not water anymore. It's the extraction of the water.
Oh, I see. Okay, I understand now. Wonderful. Okay, great. Thank you for answering that. All right. What is next?
Always roses, but this time a solvent extraction to obtain what we call an absolute.
Okay.
And as you can see with the absolute, if you want to show the sample, you have also the pigments with the extraction. Extraction.
Right. And so let me show this to you guys really fast. So in the first ones, you can see that it is very clear, right? So we're getting a lot of the volatile molecules. And then when we get to the absolute, look at the color difference. Let me hold them up together if you can see that, right? So again, different extraction methods yielding different things. All right. Does it change the smell? I don't know. Let's see.
Tell me.
You know, I don't know why I hold my hand here to try to smell it more. It doesn't do anything apparently. The professionals don't do it that way, but apparently I do. Okay. Interesting. So this is a subtler smell in some ways to me. Okay.
So it is less strong because it's not an essential oil, it's a solvent extraction.
I
so
see.
you have all the volatiles, but you have also molecules with more weight.
Okay.
So that's why if you keep the smelling strip for some days, you still have has the scent of the rose that you don't have with an essential oil.
Interesting. So it lasts longer because the molecules are actually heavier and so they stick around. Would this be something that they call a fixative in fragrances or not really?
In a way.
Okay.
A lot of the absolutes were used in a way as a fixative, but we prefer to call other ingredients like fixative. But
Okay.
in fact, during the composition, you will find mostly the essential oil in head of the perfume, and the absolute of rose will be at the heart of the perfume.
Oh, interesting. So you can combine all of these together and you would get almost like a complete rose perfume, but they serve different components, right? Some of them are, you're saying the head, so the very light molecules that you identify first. And that's what you have with this. When I tried this one, you get a very, it's a very heady experience, right? It's a lot stronger, but in the base, it's a lot subtler. Oh, interesting. Okay, or the heart, I should say.
In the heart.
Okay, in the heart.
Yes.
All right.
So this time you have also the flower, but you have also other facets, a bit, I like to say a sensual, more sensual note. It's a bit more honey-like.
Okay, yeah, I do smell the
a bit
honey.
more spicy too.
I definitely smell the honey.
It's
And you
warmer.
called it sensual and warmer. And I think that is what I feel when I smell this. Is if it has a warmer, if you could smell warm, that's this tone. Okay.
And the last one, coming back to the hydrodistillation.
Okay.
When you distillate the roses, you obtain the essential oil and the water.
Okay.
But you still have something else, are the exhausted flowers.
Are the what flowers?
The exhausted flowers.
Okay.
So after the distillation, you have to imagine you have a kind of cake of flowers full of water.
I see.
If you smell that, you still has a scent.
Oh,
Because
okay.
with the distillation, you don't extract everything.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So those flowers are again extracted by a solvent, like to obtain an absolute,
Okay.
but from those flowers, and you obtain that.
Okay, so this is sort of a secondary process that happens here. Okay. Oh my goodness.
And it's not rose anymore.
Wow. No, it's something way different. I actually really, really like it, but it is so different than everything else we smelled. And that's one thing, unfortunately, I wish I could share with you. Sorry, it's just me and my reactions. I wish there was smell-o-vision on Instagram. But this smells way, way different. I'm sure you could tell by my reaction, if anything. Okay, and how would you describe this? Because you're really good at the descriptions for it.
Yeah, you have fruity notes, apricot.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, the fruit's there. As soon
This
as
is
you
the main
say
part.
it, then I can tell. I'm like, oh, yeah, of course it's there. Now I can smell it.
Then you have also anisake, tobacco notes,
Okay.
slightly animalic.
Right.
So complete different character.
And it definitely smells floral, but I wouldn't identify it off the bat as rose.
So this is how you can innovate using also the byproducts that are for us something else to do new product and new use for the perfumers, new ideas also for them.
Right, right. And so when you supply these to fragrancers, then what do you mark on the bottle? Do you mark the way that it's extracted, and that helps them identify it, or do you use some sort of character description, like saying with honey or whatever, to help them identify which one they want?
We don't use the descriptors. We
Okay.
use more the name of the product, like the Rose Essential. It explains that you use the extract of the water.
I
for the extraction of the exhausted roses, we call it Ultimate.
Ultimate.
So
okay.
they know that the profile will be different, but after it is.
I see. And it says it right here. Ultimate, right, or ultimate. I'm a fan of the ultimate. That is fantastic. Wow. Okay. So we got, in this case, 4 different types of rose through extractions. Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's really interesting. Thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure.
What am I going to do next?
Visit of the plant.
A visit of the plant. Okay, guys, stay tuned. We're going to do a visit of the plant next. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.